One particular day, I think it was a Monday, turned out to be the most bizarre and hectic for Dr. Victor Hayes, an experienced physician working in a private hospital. One of his patients tried to sneak out of the hospital. Victor found only 3 pairs of abandoned slippers. To find the patient, he needed to figure out which pair belonged to them. Can you help him? It seems that no one has worn the white pair. The mud marks on the blue slippers mean that the person left but may have returned. The gray slippers appear to have a small white stain, which is actually a piece of cotton that came loose while the person was running. This is the pair of the escaped patient. At one point during the day, Victor noticed something seriously wrong. A patient had been transferred in an emergency, but the original medical record had disappeared. There are 3 folders on the ward counter, all without a name. Take a look at them. Which one is the missing file? The red folder seems to have been used by someone absent-mindedly in the kitchen. The blue one shows definite signs of neglect. It means the green folder is the one the doctor needs. During his lunch break, Victor dropped by a 24-hour pharmacy. 3 people were waiting in line at the counter. He noticed that one of them was pretending to be a patient in order to buy a restricted medication. Can you figure out who was faking it? The woman seems to be disguising her identity, but she may just be sensitive to light. The man in flip-flops may have had an accident at home. The young man coughs, but he is interested in eye drops. This medicine doesn't correspond to his symptoms, so he is the one faking it. After lunch, our doctor realized that he had left his notes in the car, so he went to the parking lot. There, he saw 3 cars parked side by side, but one of them had its silent alarm activated, signaling an attempted break-in. Look at them attentively and say which car has been tampered with. The SUV may be flashing because it's just been locked. The sedan has its mirror out of place. It might be a sign of an attempted break-in. But the blue car has a clearer sign. One of the wipers is raised and is missing a wiper blade, which must have been stolen. Victor entered the hospital elevator but noticed a strong odor of medicine. He suspected that someone was stealing expired medicines from the lab. There were 3 people in the elevator. Can you figure out who's carrying the medicines? The nurse might be carrying personal items. The delivery man is carrying something sealed. It could be a regular delivery. But the lady with the bag looks out of place, and the heat inside the elevator makes the smell spread. It's a thermal bag. See that gray aluminum lining? She is carrying the expired medicines. Victor's friend Lucas hurt his knee, and our doctor told him to stay home, and he prohibited him from getting up from his bed. Then Victor had to go back to the hospital. He promised to visit Lucas in the evening. When he arrived, he immediately realized that Lucas had actually gotten up. How did he understand this? Lucas has moved his bedside lamp from the desk to his nightstand and plugged it in. A patient was rushed to the ER with poisoning. Victor suspected that the poison could have been in the medicine the patient had taken. But the only people who had access to the patient's room were the nurse, the chef, and the janitor. The nurse said she had taken care of other patients at that time. The chef said he had been busy with dinner. And the janitor said he had only cleaned the hallway. Who is the culprit? It must be the nurse. The poison was in the medicine, and only the nurse handled it. Dr. Victor was asked to visit another patient. She claimed that she experienced severe headaches every night from 9 p.m. sharp. The hospital staff was baffled because nothing unusual happened at that time. Can you help Victor understand what causes the headaches? The reason is the noise and vibration from the maintenance machine. David woke up in a hospital with no memories whatsoever. Soon, 3 girls rushed into his room. Each of them claimed to be his only sister. David couldn't figure out which of the ladies was telling the truth and asked Dr. Victor for help. Which girl is the guy's real relative? David's real sister is the girl in the middle. Look, they both have identical birthmarks on their hands. A hospital's emergency alarm went off in the middle of the night, but there was no emergency. That's why Victor suspected sabotage. Only 3 staff members were on duty at that time: a night nurse, an intern, and a security guard. Now, the security guard said he had been patrolling the parking lot. The intern said he had been in the break room. And the night nurse said she had been checking on patients. Victor understood who was lying right away. Can you do the same? It was the intern. The alarm control panel is near the break room, and only someone close by could trigger it. Dr. Victor's patient complained that a creepy nurse had visited him at night. The figure didn't do anything, just stood in the corner watching him. But the hospital only had 2 night nurses, and both had alibis. Victor checked the CCTV footage and indeed saw a shadowy figure wearing a nurse uniform. Who was this culprit? It wasn't any of the hospital nurses. The intruder wasn't wearing a badge, so it was just someone disguised as a nurse. Victor's boss asked him to help with a complicated case. Apparently, a patient got an extra dose of medication and showed side effects. Only a nurse, the patient's doctor, and the pharmacist handled the medication that day. The nurse insisted she had given the right dose. The pharmacist said the labels were correct, and the doctor said he hadn't changed the prescription. Who most likely made the error? It was most likely the nurse, because she was the one administering the meds. Finally, Victor left the hospital after his 14-hour shift. Exhausted, he took the same road he always did to get home. But this time, he arrived at a gas station 10 miles in the wrong direction, without ever making a turn. He swore he followed his usual route. No GPS error, no detours, no road closures. And the car had no signs of tampering. How is it possible? Victor was so exhausted that he accidentally got into an identical car parked nearby, which belonged to someone else who lived in the opposite direction. Both cars used the same key fob model. The next day, Victor had several patients waiting for him, but he understood at once that one of them was just pretending to be sick. Which one was it? It's the guy with a cast on his right arm. His phone is in his right pocket. It'd be extremely uncomfortable to put it there with the left hand. It means his cast is fake. 3 pregnant ladies were waiting for the doctor, but one of them wasn't really expecting. Which one? It's the woman on the left. If we look closer, we'll notice a piece of a pillow sticking out from under her sweater. Now, look at this patient. He's come to Victor with a bad headache. but it seems something else is wrong with him. What is it? His left leg is green. You can see it between the edge of his pant leg and his sock. The day was getting more and more bizarre. This patient doesn't seem to be a regular one either. Why? She's got 6 fingers on her left hand and only 4 on the right one. But she can still count to 10. A mother, who recently gave birth, woke up in the hospital and saw 2 women next to her bed. They were holding newborn babies, but her own kid was missing. Both women claimed the babies in their arms were their own, but one of them was lying. She had taken the woman's kid. Which one is it? The girl on the right took the baby. She is still pregnant and could not have given birth to the child in her arms. Look at these 3 people. They're in jail. There are 2 prisoners in orange uniforms and a hooded figure in the center. But one of them isn't alive. Who is it? The one who isn't alive is the man on the right. Take a look at his leg. His pants are ripped, and part of his shin is exposed. The skin looks greenish. He just can't be alive looking like that. A robbery occurred on the beach. Someone stole an expensive watch from a tourist, and now 4 people are suspects. Just one detail can reveal who the real thief is. Who is the culprit? The thief is this guy in a hat. He's carrying a green bag, and inside it, you can see the outlines of the stolen watch. A guy was walking home late at night when he saw 3 mysterious brides standing under a flickering streetlight. Only one of them was human, and to move forward, he had to figure out which one it was. Can you help him get home safely? The man noticed that the girl on the left had a sweaty face. Now, ghosts don't sweat, so he chose her. His careful observation paid off, and he returned home safely. 3 girls are practicing in a ballet studio. However, one of them is a man in disguise. He's actually a criminal hiding from the police. Can you figure out which person isn't a woman? The person on the right isn't a woman. The thief has dressed perfectly well, but his Adam's apple is giving him away. Look at this picture and try to figure out who the woman's husband is. It's the man in the middle. The woman is wearing a pendant with the letter L, and the man has the name Lisa tattooed on his neck. Detective Lucas was at the mall when he heard people arguing. Turns out, a salesman had found a smartphone and made an announcement. Now, several people claimed it was their phone. One man said the phone had slipped from his pocket. A girl claimed the gadget belonged to her, and an older woman said it was her husband's phone. Suddenly, the phone rang. Lucas glanced at the screen and immediately gave the phone to the man. How did he understand whose device it was? Deborah saw the word wife written on the screen. Jenny came to a private party and got acquainted with a nice young man, David. They were talking when someone pushed Jenny, and then she noticed that her purse was gone. David spotted a guy hanging around the entrance. He claimed he was looking for an ATM. He needed cash to buy a ticket to the party. David immediately understood that the man was actually the thief. How? This is a private party. You just can't buy a ticket to get there. The man is lying. 3 people were stopped at the security check of an international airport. They were suspected of smuggling different stuff out of the country. The first man was heading for a beach resort. The second man had a cage with 3 colorful birds and a pet carrier with a family of hamsters. He had all the necessary papers. The third man was traveling for business. Who is the smuggler? It's the third guy. He's bald, so why would he need shampoo? Jacob needed to access his colleague's files, but the computer was password protected. On the desk, there was a note. Write backward all the numbers. It sounded like a tough task, but Jacob didn't need much time to write the correct answer and get the information. What is the password? Looky here. That's the phrase, all the numbers, written backward. Kayla went on a business trip. She didn't have time to tell her boyfriend about her plans, so she left him a note. In it, the woman wrote, "I'm in the city that is 3/7 chicken, 2/3 cat, and 1/2 goat. I'll be here for a week. Come visit me." Do you know where Kayla's boyfriend should go? To Chicago. When Amy entered the office, she noticed that her colleague Emma was very upset. It was just the beginning of the working day, but someone had already stolen her purse. Jenna, who worked in IT, said she had been fixing somebody's computer. Joanna, the secretary, answered she had been on the phone with some clients. And James, the sales manager, said he'd just returned from a 3-hour-long meeting. Amy knew right away who had taken the purse. Can you figure it out? It's James. The working day has just started. What meeting is he talking about? The police were called to a hotel where one of the employees was found unconscious on the floor. The officers had 3 suspects, all of them hotel guests. Sarah said that she had heard some noise, but had stayed in her room because she had been scared. James told the police he had been outside trying to catch a taxi to go sightseeing. And Damien said he had been sleeping at home at the time of the accident. Who is lying? Damien. He's a hotel guest. Then how could he be at home sleeping? There are 2 towns near each other. People who always tell the truth live in one of them. Liars live in the other. The inhabitants of the town often visit each other. What question should you ask a passerby to find out which town you're in? Ask them, "Are you a guest here?" If they answer yes, you're in the town of liars. If they say no, you're in the town where honest people live. If 3 hens lay 3 eggs in 3 days, how many eggs will 12 hens lay in 12 days? Have you noticed there's a catch in this riddle? The answer isn't 144. If one hen lays 1 egg in 3 days, it means it will lay 4 eggs in 12 days. That's why 12 hens will provide you with 48 eggs in 12 days. Emma is near a store. She can't read the sign on this store, but she knows for sure that she needs to go inside and buy something. Which shop is she standing next to? Emma is near an eyewear store. Mrs. Smith accused her neighbor, Mrs. Miller, of having stolen her laundry. The woman said she had hung the laundry in her backyard at 10 a.m. And when she went out of the house 2 hours later, she saw Mrs. Miller putting it in her bag. The other woman denied these accusations. Which of these women is lying? It's freezing outside, and there's snow on the roofs. In 2 hours, damp laundry would be so frozen it'd be impossible to fold it and put it in a bag. So Mrs. Smith is a liar. A man opened his door and saw a police officer and a woman with a bandage on her head. She claimed that a plant pot had fallen out of the man's window an hour before and hit her on the head. She asked for compensation. The man let them in, but denied the accusations. He said he had come back home 2 minutes before their arrival, but the police arrested the man. Why? The officer spotted a pan with boiling water in the kitchen. If the man had indeed just come home a few minutes ago, the water wouldn't have had enough time to start boiling. So there.
Hey aspiring detectives, are you ready to look for clues and solve some mysteries? Alright then, let's start. It's a busy day on the highway, and everyone is trying to stay entertained the way they can. These two ladies are no exception, and although both of their activities look pretty risky, only one of them is in real danger. Who is it? Lady A is in danger as she's driving and putting her lipstick on at the same time. Lady B is enjoying her dumplings, but since she's just a passenger, it's not a problem. A couple in love wants to order a wedding cake but can't decide which chef to choose. So, they decide to bring them together and ask them to bake a cake to see who's better. Both cakes seem to be really good, but it looks like one of the chefs is really dangerous. Which chef is it? Oops, Chef B has blood on his sleeve. That can't be a good sign. There are 3 people in the park. 2 of them look pretty freaky to me, but only one is super dangerous and can cause some serious trouble to others. Who is it? Okay, the girl with a bulky stick could be up to some trouble, and the guy looks freaky. But the real danger is this sweet-looking lady with a puppy. She's using this fluffy guy to hide a grenade she's tied around her neck. Secret Agent Jackson's mission brought him to a basement of a creepy building with 3 doors leading out of it. Behind the first door, there's boiling hot lava. Behind the second door, there's a psycho killer dressed as a clown. And behind the third door, the temperature is -50. Which door should the agent choose to escape? Looks like the third door is the right one. You can definitely survive that temperature with the right clothes. 2 divers are doing what they love the most, exploring the underwater world. But oh no, one of them is in extreme danger. Who is it? The diver in the first picture is in real immediate danger. There's a shark behind them and no one to come to the rescue. Yes, there's also a shark behind the second diver, but there's a submarine with other people to rescue this human. Miranda is applying for a really great job, and she has to solve several riddles to land the position. Can you help her? The first riddle is, ask this question all day long, but always get completely different answers, and yet all the answers will be correct. What is the question? The question is, what time is it? The second riddle is even more philosophical. What is more useful when it's broken? Alright, nothing philosophical here. It's actually just an egg. You break it to cook it. 2 down, 1 more to go, and Miranda gets the dream job. A cowboy rode into town on Friday. He stayed for 3 nights and rode out on Friday. How is this possible? No need to do complicated math here. His horse's name is Friday. Someone left an expensive watch at the hotel reception. 3 people claim it's theirs. Can you help the hotel worker figure out whose watch it really is? The First Lady does have a watch tan line, but it's much wider than the lost watch. This man already has a watch on his left hand. Why would he wear another one? The watch must belong to the elderly lady. Lena was skydiving when a strong gust of wind brought her to the forest. She landed among trees with no food or water. Soon she saw 4 roads in front of her. One led to a supermassive black hole that swallowed everything that got close. The second road ended in a sea full of sharks. The third led to a mountain that was impossible to climb over. And the fourth road ended in a bottomless abyss. Which road should Lena take? She should follow the third road. She can just go around that mountain. Bob was walking home late in the evening when he saw a young woman unconscious on the ground. He found her phone and called the first person on her call list, Anna. He said her friend was unconscious and she said she'd be there right away. She arrived before the police, and when they were there, they instantly arrested Anna. Why? Bob didn't tell Anna where to go, yet she arrived really fast. How did she know the address if she hadn't been the one who did it? Jen lost her card holder at the airport check-in stand. She suspects the agents who were checking her in and the cleaner who was nearby. But they both deny everything as they were busy doing their work. So, who took Jen's card holder? No one. Jen must be really nervous before the flight. She didn't notice putting her card holder in the outer pocket of her carry-on backpack. Tom is at a corporate party. His boss brings a bunch of identical envelopes and tells him she personally put a certificate for a trip to Hawaii in one of the envelopes. Tom really wants to go there with his girlfriend. Can you help him identify the right envelope? Look, his boss has plenty of sparkle on her face and hands. And only one envelope has the same sparkles on it. It must be the right one. Brittany is at her cousin's wedding and she's about to make a toast. But she forgets the name of her cousin's husband. She really wants to mention it in her toast. Can you help her out? His name is Derek. See that wedding poster on the far left corner of the room? Sheila and Derek, together forever. Aww. Bet just met a man of her dreams. He's handsome, smart, generous, and he seems to be very in love with her. The only weird thing about him is how he keeps bragging about his house, which is super luxurious. Once Bet agrees to visit. He hesitates, but after a few minutes, says she can come Thursday evening. Once at the house, Bet notices something really weird. What is it? There's a price list for anyone who wants to rent the house, and it's more expensive during the weekend. That's why the man invited her on Thursday. Oops. Mimi wants to get a smoothie at a buffet breakfast. It's in a foreign country, and for some reason, there's no English translation of the list of ingredients and allergens. Mimi can't eat strawberries, so it's important for her to avoid them. Which smoothie is safe for her to drink? This green one definitely doesn't have any strawberries in it. These berries would give it a red or at least a pinkish shade. The pink and purple smoothies could be risky. Someone locked Diego up in a tiny room with only one exit. The door is locked, but he can open it using a code. He doesn't know the code, but there's a little note next to the door that should help him. So, what's the code? There are 4 stars on that little piece of paper. The first one has 3 rays, the second has 6 rays, and the third one 7. And finally, the fourth one has 5 rays. So, the correct code is 3675.
All TV channels are streaming the same image live. A girl is falling off a skyscraper at a crazy speed. By all laws of physics and common sense, she doesn't have a single chance to survive. Yet, she manages to. Can you guess how? If you look closely, you can spot a figure, probably a superhero or just a guy with a parachute, flying right after her. He rescued the girl. Yes, this is an alternate universe or something. These 2 girls seem to be enjoying risking their lives. One has needles all over the stomach, and the other one is water skiing in a weird manner. However, just one of them is in real immediate danger. Who is it? The first girl is just having an acupuncture session. The one water skiing in her socks is in real danger, as she can slip anytime. Plus, it's not safe to hold a rope with only one hand. Cindy and Mindy are having a great time at the beach. Well, sort of. There's a lot going on here, but only one of them is in real danger. Can you figure out who it is? Although Cindy is clearly panicking and her clothes are getting stolen, she can definitely survive. Mindy seems frozen, but she sure is panicking on the inside. She doesn't have a boat to get away, and she might face a shark attack. 2 ladies are waiting for their special someones to come home for dinner. But one of them is super suspicious and up to no good. Can you tell which one? It's the lady on the right. She's boiling blood. Look at the empty bag behind her. I wouldn't like to be invited to that dinner, definitely. Sammy is taking part in the Smarty Pants of the Month quiz and is about to win the main prize. Can you help him solve 3 riddles to win? The first riddle is, what has a thumb and 4 fingers but is not a hand? Easy peasy, it's a glove. The second question goes like this. What has many teeth but cannot bite? It's my neighbor's old chihuahua. Nah, just kidding. It's a comb. And the final question of the quiz is, what kind of cup doesn't hold water? Well, no need to brush up on your knowledge of pottery. It's a cupcake. Well done! Sammy is grateful. Now, let's move on to more logical puzzles. In a college lab, a beaker ruptures on the counter. The lab assistant says someone weakened it before class. 3 students were in at the same time. Who did it? The student leaning on the counter looks suspicious, but it's the girl with many rings who did it. The rings tap the beaker repeatedly while she talks and gestures and creates micro fissures. Someone took the money from a tip jar at a popular coffee shop. There are 3 suspects: the barista, a customer who's paying at the moment, and another customer who's stirring coffee beside the jar. Who did it? The barista is working non-stop and is too far from the jar. So is the customer who's paying by card. It must have been the customer who was stirring the coffee all this time. Well, it's Linda's birthday, and she receives many gifts from her friends. 2 gifts make her really sad, though, as she understands they weren't really bought for her. What does it mean, and how did she figure it out? Look at the calendar. It's January 5th. Her birthday is right after Christmas, so 2 people just decided to get rid of the gifts they got and didn't like. Is this gift wrapped in Christmas ornament paper, and this one with "For Katie" written on it? A train passenger claims someone stole their wallet from their bag. 3 adults sat nearby. Who took it? Look, this passenger is pretending to just be putting their luggage on the upper shelf, but they actually have a wallet on top of the suitcase. He's trying to hide what he stole. Bob is a new intern at a big company. He's working intensely on his laptop with his headphones on when his boss walks in and discusses a future important deal with her partner. The next day, the info on that deal goes viral. But Bob claims he didn't even hear anything because of the headphones, so he didn't tell the press. Is he lying? His headphones were showing 0% power, so they weren't working. He obviously heard every word. Kate is traveling abroad and is waiting for the bus to take her to the airport. It's been a while, and a friendly local informs her that the bus doesn't go there anymore. So, her only chance to get to the airport is to go with him. Should she trust the stranger? Definitely not. And even if he seems friendly, he's lying. There's a sign in the back that Kate must have missed. The airport bus departs from a stop around the corner now. In a quiet museum gallery, an alarm suddenly goes off near a small artifact display. One person activated, and it looks like they did it on purpose. Can you guess who did it? It must have been the visitor leaning on the glass. Perhaps she has an accomplice on the other hall and she wants all the security to move from there. After a fancy reception, 2 girls arrive at the cloakroom and want to pick up the same luxurious fur coat. Only one small detail gives away the real owner. Do you see what it is? The girl on the left is holding a small hook in her hand. The same hook is missing from the fur coat, so it must be hers after all. Your task is to move 3 matches to form 3 triangles. Did you guess how to do it? It's simple, like I promised. Alright, let's make it a bit harder. Here's a perfect example of matchstick real estate. But even in a matchstick world, there are mean neighbors who want you to move this house in the opposite direction. Can you do it by moving just 2 matchsticks? And this is how it's done. Brilliant! Moving on to the next puzzle. Your matchstick house definitely needs a couple of chairs. Or you could just get one chair and flip it in the opposite direction whenever you want. Again, can you do it by moving just 2 matchsticks? This one was a bit trickier, but I'm sure you still managed to do it. Now you know how to flip any chair. The next puzzle is a matchstick cup. It has ice cubes inside. Your task will be to move only 2 matches to form a cup of the same shape, but the ice cubes must be outside the cup. There you go! Now it's the same shape cup, but it's upside down and the ice is out of the cup. And now it's time for the final puzzle of the day. Remove 3 matchsticks to leave just 3 squares. Can you do it? I didn't doubt you for a second. And that's how it's done.